Hey guys, we're back with Danganronpa V3. Yeah, everyone spoilers. Yeah, probably not the best place to start it, but we're here with the class, not class, chapter 3 trial. 5 things. Mind's eye, viewpoints. Oh, sure, I'll take it. Oh, no. No, skill. Hold on. Just scroll through. Got it. Set. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's do this. Game class trial. So I'm not really too certain who the killer is. Kind of thinking Kiyo, but
now then, let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial. During the trial, you'll present your arguments for who the culprit is, and vote for who done it.
Yeah, Yoma and Kuryomi have a different style of X's.
Vote correctly, and only the blackened will be punished. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will graduate from this academy. Also,
okay.
Refusing to vote will result in your death, so you better vote for someone. Now, smiles, everyone! It's showtime! Let's get this crazy awesome trial underway!
Sorry, everyone. I don't think I'm gonna be much help this time. Because of Monokuma's disruptions, I couldn't do a thorough investigation.
I can tell Monokuma is overcompensating to hide his self-consciousness.
Next time, spend less time fixing your hair and more time investigating, spaceman!
Shut up! I don't need to hear some comedy act from you two weirdos.
Who did it? Who killed Angie and Tenko?
Do not let your emotions hasten your judgment. There may be 2 killers.
So, our other culprit might not be one of us here.
Why is she talking like this?
What do you mean?
The transfer student.
You can stop talking like this.
Maybe our resurrected transfer student dragged Angie and Tenko into the grave.
Stop it! Stop making stuff up!
Say something, Shuichi. It'll be a mess if this keeps going on.
Is it even possible for a revived corpse to be the culprit? Well, in the interest of being thorough, just clear things up here. What, present the Necronomicon?
This crime was committed by the recently deceased. They came back to life and killed 2 of our classmates!
No!
So, ritual did work?
There.
That's wrong!
What does V stand for? I'm sure V is gonna stand for like some.
I don't think Angie's ritual succeeded.
I don't want to spoil a game that does this, but like it's gonna be something really important in the title. It's a 3DS game. I don't want to say what genre it is. That has like a twist with the title. Is it gonna be some? It won't be the same way it did it, but like it's V gonna stand for like. But Junko is the culprit.
According to the Necronomicon Monokuma showed us, you have to burn the Necronomicon in the ritual.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. Sprinkle the ashes on the effigy and repeat the name of the deceased 3 times.
If Angie's ritual had succeeded, the book would have been gone.
So she must have been killed before the ritual was complete, since the book was still intact.
Then, going to think Rantaro probably not culprit.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Well, duh. There's no way a dead person could resurrect.
Now hold on a second! I can't let that comment stand! Sure, everybody knows that you can't bring the dead back to life. But it's easy at the Ultimate Academy! As long as you use the Necronomicon.
What are you talking about? There's no way that's possible.
But it's true. I never lie about motives.
Has he? I mean, Kaede did get the first kill, but she died. I mean...
Daddy said so he can't be wrong. Raising the dead is totally possible.
Man, I can't believe you guys wasted such a perfectly good motive.
I mean, we still have the Necronomicon.
You should have let me use it to bring Monodum back to life.
Monodum is still alive, though.
I'm just kidding. I wouldn't waste a resurrection on Monodum's corpse.
Oh? So resurrecting the dead was actually possible this whole time?
There's no way it's possible!
There's no way that could happen, idiots. Monokuma is trying to confuse us. Let's
Oh,
hurry
look
up
at
and find
Angie's
out who
picture.
the Blackened is.
Hold on.
If our transfer student isn't the
Oh,
culprit,
angel wings in a
then blame
halo.
falls to one of us.
Who did it?
Step aside, Half Pint. I'll handle this. I don't know about Tenko, but I'm pretty fucking sure Kyo murdered Angie.
What? Why?
Don't play dumb with me, creep show. I already know what happened.
You know, I'm not sure about this one.
The culprit used a katana to kill Angie. And it was found in Kyo's research lab.
What's Samugi's account? And she locked herself in the artist lab since yesterday. Angie had. You're not to unlock the door unless someone from the student council asks you to.
Which makes you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm.
What's
Went
with the
to
text?
the classroom, broke in, and murdered the fuck out of Angie!
Not too sure, but
Oh yeah! I'm a fucking genius!
Square Kyo, are you the culprit? Does that story fit the facts of the case? You should think about it from the
The
beginning.
culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
Yeah, I feel like Kyo's kind of
And
too
it was
obvious,
found
isn't
in
it?
Kyo's
research lab.
Okay, I
which
guess
makes
it's
you, Kyo, automatically suspicious.
Hold on, I want to look at the logs. Oh yeah, I mean, couldn't have broken in because there's the case locked room. What do we do? Front door?
But anyone could have taken that katana, you see.
So that rusty katana was the murder
I get what
weapon.
it's getting at, but I'm not for sure which one
You
to
were the
present.
only one who cared about that thing,
I mean,
Kyo.
Samugi's account makes sense too.
I did not care about some katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm. You went to the classroom, broke in,
Your front door. Whether you got a key or not, Andrew's. Oh, okay. Samugi's account.
Oh no!
the culprit used a katana to kill Angie.
And it was found in Kyo's research lab. Which makes you, Kyo, suspicious. But anyone could have taken that katana, you see. So that rusty katana was the murder weapon. You were the only one who cared about that thing, Kyo.
I did not care
Next
about
line,
some
right?
katana.
Just admit it, you shit-eating worm.
And here we go.
You went to the classroom, broke in,
There we go.
That's wrong!
Counter! Break!
No, Kyo would not have been able to enter Angie's lab.
Right, right?
Isn't that right, Tsumugi?
Yeah. Before Angie locked herself up in her research lab,
I mean, you could have spoken up, Samugi.
she said she wasn't going to open up for anyone but student council members.
And Kyo is not a member. She wouldn't have opened the door for him.
Kyo couldn't have killed Angie even if he wanted to.
I had no desire to kill her in the first place.
I mean, I'm kind of thinking she was lured outside. But by what?
So whoever killed Angie must have been one of the student council members, yeah?
I was doing a bit to lead you to the right answer. Can't believe you actually got it.
Oh, how clever.
You can just ignore her, Gonta.
The remaining student council members are Gonta, Kibo, Sumugi, and Himiko.
Well, it can't be Himiko. She was besties with Angie.
Kokichi, don't use that kind of reasoning. That's a bad
I
example.
trust their friendship. You guys do too, right?
Even if it's ironically, don't do it.
Yeah, of course.
Can we trust their friendship so readily?
Obviously. Let's believe in them.
That trims our list of suspects down to 3. Gonta, Sumugi, and Kibo.
Yep. The culprit is one of those 3 people.
You mean one of those 2 people? Because a robot ain't people, Jack!
You stop bullying Kibo. He did nothing
I will
wrong.
let that remark slide. Anyway, aren't these accusations just a tad too hasty?
Whatevs. The culprit should confess already. Gonta, Keyboy, or Sumugi? Well,
No, not Gonta. Gonta would never kill Angie.
Yeah, Gonta's a gentleman. You shouldn't suspect either of us.
Hey, stick up for me too.
Gonta definitely not hurt anyone. Torture Gonta if you don't believe.
Torture might be a bit too far, but Gonta and I aren't the culprits.
And I'm not the culprit either. Jeez.
Gonta
I'm not the culprit.
You're not the culprit.
Miss Panic debate start! Okay, let's see here.
We must
Gonta
consider
is
other
gentleman.
possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
Let me shoot
that's
it.
utterly impossible.
For last night.
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open
culprit.
that door.
Why?
Only student council members had access.
The culprit is,
I didn't know robots told such boring lies.
but it's definitely not
Is
me.
that a robophobic remark?
There were several suspicious statements, but one is obviously inconsistent. Listen carefully, sort the statements in my head, and find the answer.
We must
Gonta
consider
is
other
gentleman.
possibilities. Surely there must be suspects
Gentlemen,
outside the
not
student
betray
council.
student council.
That's
Do you have
utterly
an alibi
impossible.
for last night?
A dead chick
Not just
can't be the
anyone can open that
culprit.
door.
Why?
Only student council members had access.
Okay, here. I think this?
I heard it! No, it wasn't just student council members that could have opened that lab door.
What was it you said earlier about Kyo opening the door, Shuichi? Unless you're a student council member, you can't enter Angie's lab, right?
Okay, I only had 4 bullets. I couldn't just choose, oh, maybe he used method X to, you know, it's not
I
allowed.
was referring to Kyo. He couldn't have done it, but you could have. Because I saw you open the classroom lock by picking it.
Kokichi pulled out some thin needles. This is the 3rd time we've seen this. Hey, open sesame! Try to say that 3 times.
Oh, that happened? I totally forgot.
So you're going to pretend you don't remember, huh?
Quit glaring at me like that. Of course I remember. Yeah, I did it. I killed Angie.
Huh.
Wait, what?
Oh, come on,
What did you
it's
just say?
Kokichi! Come on! Don't fall for it.
I picked the lock to her lab, snuck into the room, and then wham! Killed Angie. The culprit was me, all along.
Can we just vote for him anyway?
What?
I mean, he'll die if we vote for him. So,
What are you saying? Is this some kind of joke?
Nah, no joke. I thought that if I confessed, I could atone for my sins. And it helped. I feel so much better. Whew!
Wait, so Kokichi really is culprit?
No, he's lying. I think. Maybe?
He's lying. I'm
Kokichi
certain
could
of
just
it.
kill someone and then just be like, oh yeah, I did it. Teehee. And then no, people would be like, no, he didn't.
No, definitely not a lie. I killed Angie. Shouldn't you guys believe the culprit when they confess?
Then let me ask you, culprit, how did you lock the room?
Huh? Well, it's the same as opening it. You pick the door closed from the outside.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Huh? What doesn't make sense? Can't you lock a door by picking it?
Maybe, but that's not how the culprit locked the room.
I think it's the back door.
They used a different method.
What different method? Yeah, Mumbles. Use your big boy voice and explain yourself.
There were 2 doors to the classroom, and the one locked last was...
The back door.
That's it!
Got it.
The back door. That's how they made this a locked room mystery.
Please use closed room instead. That's what Umineko does. And Umineko's
The back door had a sliding
correct.
lock, yes? How was it locked from the outside?
The culprit used a certain tool.
The tool that the culprit used to lock the sliding door from the outside was... Oh, what? Mind, start. Oh. I'm not really too sure on this one. And if I looked at the evidence, I'd probably know, but... Let's just look around and see what there is. He used a Monokuma! Where's she? Not too sure on that yet. Is it the sickle? How they... The katana? I mean, there was the gold leaf stuff, but how they use a... I don't understand. What's this? Pipe? Is it the katana or the pipe? Or the rod? I mean, there's the gold leaf dust. So let's just choose katana and see how that goes. Okay, it worked.
I see it.
Wait, I don't get it. Please explain.
The gold leaf katana that was stabbed into Kaede's effigy. The culprit used that to hit the knob of the sliding lock to lock the door.
What?
So the gold leaf was on the sliding lock because...
Because when the katana hit the lock, some of the gold leaf rubbed off on it.
What, did they like swing her effigy to like hit it when he left? What?
The gold leaf on that katana did peel rather easily.
That evidence rings a bell. Specifically, a school bell.
Is that a reference to the first game? Can't think of one.
Huh? Are you talking about a different school? What school was it?
Now, that doesn't matter anymore. Let's not dwell on the past.
I don't get that one.
Ooh, the gold leaf landed on the sliding lock when the katana touched it. So that means the culprit used the katana to move the sliding lock, right?
How?
But wait, how did they move it with the katana? And from outside Angie's lab?
The clue that might give us the answer is the layout of the area itself. It was an odd setup after all. The katana stabbed into the effigy. The effigies hung upside down.
Angie didn't do that as part of the ritual?
No. Nowhere in the Necronomicon did it say you had to hang the effigies.
If it was not part of the ritual, then it must have been for a different purpose, right?
Different purpose. What could that have been? You're not telling me they swung the body, exited the room, and when it swung... No, that's just too stupid. Culprit somehow used the setup to lock the room. In that case, I need to know they're using behind every step of that setup. If I do that, the way the culprit locked the room should be clear. Second taxi debate. Oh yeah. What are the controls for this? How do I... This... Oh, okay. Boom, boom. What? Turned the handle of the sliding lock. Get on now? Maybe? The katana's hilt, but okay, good. I don't understand. Please explain. I'm having to drive in a taxi in my mind to get this logic to work. This is kind of fun, I guess. It's better than this world. All's done to move Nana. Turn the clock. I don't know. That's what I want to know. Down a sliding lamp was both? Okay. I'm still clueless about this. I have no idea what that says. Is it G, like FG? The rule to Marty! Okay. I don't need any more DLC there. The anime's pretty weird right now. Right now, I'm on the epilogue of Marine's route. I finished it. I'm just like, okay, I'll read the epilogue, but like, I can't be bothered with this. With DS anime, it feels like the fun parts are always either from Ren or Shiro's perspective. How was the FP manipulating with the kind of pick the lock? I don't know. Thinking time. Swinging it back and forth. Spinning it? Making it fall. Spinning it, I guess. It's still stupid.
It connects.
It doesn't connect.
That's it. The reason the culprit stuck the katana into the effigy was so that it would hit the sliding lock as the effigy spun.
It's still stupid.
Effigy spun?
I don't agree with this.
That's right. If you spun the effigy, the rope it was hanging from would twist. Then, if you let it go, the rope would unwind and the effigy would spin the other way. And of course, the katana would spin with it.
I see. So the culprit used the katana's counterspin to push the lock into place?
The culprit simply needed to spin the effigy's rope and then swiftly leave. This would cause the spinning katana to hit the sliding lock. And thus was the back door of an empty classroom locked from the inside.
No! This is wrong.
That's how Angie's lab was locked. By using the effigy with the katana.
A plan born from the heart of a sword traveling through the air to intercept us.
don't get the reference.
Oh, but could it have moved the slide lock so easily?
Thank you, Sumu. I mean,
The sliding lock was pretty loose. A little push could move it. As long as the spinning katana hit the lock, it would have slid into position.
Even if the culprit failed the first couple times, they could keep trying until it locked.
I guess, but I
Which is
mean,
why the culprit chose to strike at nighttime, as to avoid detection.
Yes, since the student council prohibited anyone from walking around at nighttime.
Are you saying it's the student council's fault?
I didn't say that.
In any case,
I implied
the
it.
culprit probably used the murder weapon for this trick. It had to have been the right length to hit the sliding lock from the effigy.
The culprit couldn't find a blade long enough in my lab, so they settled for the katana.
The other effigies were only hung up so we'd think it was some kind of ceremony. That way, you wouldn't notice the lock trick.
But Kokichi did say earlier that he could have picked the lock closed. I don't want to completely ignore that possibility, but I can't imagine the culprit would have done all this just for a distraction.
If that's the case, then Kokichi's confession earlier was actually...
a lie.
Seriously? You fucking lied again?
Cough it up, Kokichi!
Oh, man. You guys got me. Okay, I'm not the culprit.
You're telling the truth this time, right?
I want to say I'm lying, but I'm not.
Why did you say you were the culprit?
Fun.
I wanted to
Kokichi?
lure the culprit out.
Chaotic evil.
If I claim to be the culprit, then the real culprit would agree as well. You get me? And if they pressured me to confess, then that would have looked mighty suspicious. Sheesh. Darn it. It didn't go my way because Shuichi butted in on my plan.
You and your fucking lies! Go sit in the corner and play with yourself!
Okay, I'll start right now.
Alright, so who's the asshole who set up this locked room mystery?
Oh, it's
You.
me.
I can't hold it up anymore.
What's the matter? You going soft on me now?
I feel like this is an innuendo.
Who made the locked room mystery doesn't matter since anyone could have done it. Don't you even understand something as basic as that, you
What?
silly cum dumpster?
What? Kokichi?
Cum dumpster!
Suddenly Kokichi, I like him a little bit more now. Who's worse, me or Kokichi? I'm not for sure.
Finally! Someone finally called me a cum dumpster!
Tulu.
What should we talk about now?
Thank you, Gota.
We must focus not on the locked room, but on who entered Angie's lab. Only one of the student council members or Kokichi could have gained entry.
I guess that's true.
Therefore, the culprit must be among their number.
That leaves us with 4 suspects. Tsumugi, Gonta, Kibo, and Kokichi.
And Tenko.
Don't forget Himiko. She's also a part of the student council. Doesn't matter if she was besties with Angie, she's still a suspect.
That contradicts what you said earlier, which I can prove using my recording function.
Kiyo killed Tenko because she ruined his katana. Well, I mean, you know, it's just by chance that Tenko ended up there, but you know.
It's fine. That's just a waste of time.
Me? A suspect? I never kill Angie!
So, calling all suspects, what should we discuss next? I want to hear everyone's opinion. What would you say to get yourself off the suspect list?
Why are you trying to lead the debate? You're a suspect too.
Silence, outsider! Only the suspect rangers are allowed to speak.
Suspect rangers?
I agree. Those under suspicion should explain themselves thoroughly.
We might catch them with their pants down!
Anyway, I want to ask the suspect rangers.
Can we just stop Kokichi? Like, if we kill him now, it's probably counts during the investigation. We could just do it, you know. Maki, just throw a sickle at him if you want. Like, just.
What should we talk about? What should we say to get ourselves off the suspect list? Well, guys, I want to hear what you think.
That's sort of a difficult question, you know?
And he's gonna stay alive until the 5th chapter, isn't he?
Gonta not smart enough to know answer to that.
Yes, it is difficult to formulate a logical response to that question.
Not articulate with words, huh? Don't you guys want to prove your innocence?
They don't trust you one bit, and I don't blame them. You're probably plotting.
Why did Tenko have to die?
Huh?
I want to know what happened to Angie too, but can we talk about Tenko's case now and not just Angie's?
I got you exactly where I wanted, Himiko.
What do you mean?
The 2 victims could have been killed by 2 separate murderers, you know. So we need to find the first Blackened responsible for the first victim. We've got to figure out who killed Angie. Until we solve Angie's case, Tenko's case is meaningless.
I feel like that outlook isn't true. They're, you know... They're, at the very least, related by the approximate times they took place.
Did you suggest that to waste our time?
It's not meaningless!
Himiko.
Tenko's death was meaningless? How dare you! Poor Tenko! How could you do this to her? Himiko...
Himiko, stop it with your crappy lies.
Lies?
Everything you said is total BS. You didn't give 2 shits about Tenko when she was alive. But now you're like, oh no, poor Tenko, after she's dead. Come on, really?
Kokichi, enough!
Thank you, Gota.
No. It's okay. It's no surprise he'd think that. I know I ignored Tenko before. That's why I'm so upset now. I should have faced Tenko. Worked things out with her while she was still alive. But now, it's too late. I can't complain to her or thank her. It's too late.
Yeah, seriously! It's way too late to realize that now.
Thank you, Kaito.
Our only option is to face her death head on.
Yeah. Face her death?
Himiko, I understand what you're going through. So I'm gonna help you out. Let's work together to find the truth. I'm not gonna let anyone say her death didn't matter.
Kaito. All right. I'll put a silencing curse on whoever calls Tenko's death meaningless.
Please do!
The name of the curse is... Death Curse!
No, it's supposed to be a silencing curse. Just put it like Kokichi. I mean, I'm cool if you put the death curse like Kokichi too.
I suppose being dead would silence someone pretty good.
Listen up! All you guys are gonna help out too. Abandoning someone who died and only thinking about your own survival. That's just as bad as a hit and run! I won't forgive something so messed up!
Tenko was our friend. Gonta wanna know why she died too.
I already told you that's so unnecessary. We're getting sidetracked here.
No, even if it was a different culprit, we need to know how Tenko died. If we don't find out who killed her, we won't be able to work together. Not now, not ever. Even if this trial isn't for her, in order for us to survive, we need to get to the bottom of Tenko's death. Not just to survive this trial, but so we can keep going and live on!
Kaito.
Finally, you noticed. Jeez, you're so slow.
And this is a detail I noticed. Himiko just picked up the cage Tenko was in, like, it was, well, she couldn't have done that when the statue was on it, I guess, so. Unless. That could have been the thunk they heard, but how would she get it back on?
Huh? Did Kokichi want us to notice?
Like, I mean, someone could have lifted up the cage, killed her, but then could they get the statue back on?
Don't listen to his crap. We haven't decided whether there were 2 different culprits yet.
Let us talk about Tenko's case then. Perhaps that will provide us a clue.
Oh, I mean, I imagine they went through the floorboards, though.
Yeah, maybe.
They're not young, but I don't mind going over Tenko's case. That was an abrupt change of topic. Was that intentional?
So, what do we talk about first?
Yeah, Kyo did, right? Or was it... hold on, log.
For now, let's see if we can narrow down the list of suspects.
Tancrotch probably got killed during the seance, so everyone there's suspicious.
Tancrotch!
The people who attended the seance. Really? Is this necessary? I mean, should Kibo be added to that list? I mean, guess not.
That's it! It was me, Kyo, Himiko, and Kokichi.
So those 4 are the culprits!
Yeah, all 4 of us. You got us.
Oh, Himiko's still culprit?
Well, that's probably just a coinkydink. The
Please
most
never say that
suspicious
again.
out of the 4 is really Kyo. He suggested the whole seance idea.
That's true. He's the most suspicious of the 4.
True, I may have suggested it, but I explained the procedure beforehand, yes? If we all knew of it before the murder, then we are all equally suspicious.
Well, I suppose, but...
In addition, the seance wasn't entirely in my control either. I was not the one who selected the room we performed it in. It was Himiko.
I mean, all the rooms... Well, he fell through the floorboard, meaning it was probably cut in the same way. Meaning all the rooms are identical. There's 3 empty rooms. Which one shall we use? The middle room. The middle room's always the best for stuff like this. Very well. Should begin the preparations at once.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Also, we should not limit our suspects to only those who participated in the seance.
Although, if Kokichi fell through the floorboard, could Tenko have been, like, sitting on the floorboard without... Wait, was she sitting on it or next to it?
The empty room had a point of entry from outside, you see.
Yeah, point of entry from outside. He must be referring to... So, right here?
There!
Just there's a
You're
hole in
talking about under the floor,
like that.
right?
I don't know what to call it.
Huh? Under the floor?
Yes, there's a crawl space under the floor a person could move through. There was also a hole that connected it to the neighboring room.
If the culprit used the hole, they could have entered and exited the seance room.
If we consider that possibility, then there is another suspect.
Another suspect? Who?
It's appearing before me.
Is he trying to say Kibo or?
Oh, I can see it clearly. The true identity of Tenko's killer.
Non-stop debate. Start.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance by crawling under the floor.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see, our villain...
No, that's disagreeing, so...
Light? You mean candle?
Let's agree.
I mean, Kibo's flashlight function.
Huh? Now, hold on a second.
Kibo could have used that function to get under the floor and sneak into the empty room during the seance.
I think we're supposed to...
I said, hold on a second.
This?
He used his robot functions to commit the murders.
Hold on a second.
I went Super Saiyan. Super Kibo.
The culprit sneaked in during the seance
The light would have
by crawling
been
under the floor.
noticeable. Especially since it was pitch black.
But it was pitch black during the seance. How could they even see if they were under the floor?
Because it wasn't dark under the floor. You see...
Our villain.
That's wrong!
There we go.
I don't think the culprit could have used a light while under the floor. There was a hole in the corner of the room. If a light were used, it would have leaked through and we would have seen it.
But when we did the seance, the room was definitely pitch black.
So a light was not shined under the floor, which means you cannot claim I am the culprit.
Jeez, here I thought this would be the case where the murder could only be done by a robot.
You have accused
Oh,
me
that's
of
the
being
next
the
trial.
culprit more than once now, simply because I am a robot.
I figure, you know, chapter 4, the robot died in Danganronpa 2, so the robot has to die in chapter 4 of this one. It's obvious.
My status as a robot does not mean I am capable of performing superhuman feats. My vision is somewhat poor, and I only possess average physical strength and intelligence.
All right, you made your point. God, now I feel sort of bad for you.
I neither want nor need your pity.
Enough with the flashlight! It's way too bright!
It would have been difficult to move around under the floor in that pitch black darkness. Maybe the floor and the hole have nothing to do with this case.
Then why was floorboard under Tenko lined up funny? Going to think that was so culprit could stab Tenko from under floor.
I mean, the way it's lined up, it couldn't get to her neck. Easily.
Ooh, nice observation, Gonta. Are you finally getting used to the class trials?
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Don't say it like that. You're better off not being used to this kind of stuff.
Maybe they marked Tenko with glowing paint and looked for that. That'd let the culprit find her. Then they could stab her through the floorboards.
Oh, what's that a reference to?
Boy, that sounds really familiar too. But I'm just gonna ignore it.
That's the first case of Danganronpa 2.
Her corpse didn't have any trace of glowing paint, though.
Oh, yeah. So then why was that floorboard loose?
The loose floorboard was the one under Tenko, right? If the culprit used it while she was still alive, she'd totally notice.
Who fucking cares? Fussing over that won't get us closer to the culprit!
We shouldn't dismiss this line of inquiry, however. Instead of butting our heads against this, how about we concentrate on another issue?
What other issue?
Perhaps first, we should figure out how and when exactly Tenko was killed.
Look at him changing the topic.
When? So not during seance?
Tenko was in the metal cage for the whole seance, wasn't she? How could someone have gotten to her there?
Maybe the culprit killed her before she went under the metal cage.
That's not possible. She was alive at that point.
This is the point of no return, Tenko. After this point, you mustn't speak. And then she talks.
Yes, she was unmistakably alive when the seance began.
That was right before we blew out the candles. But when the light came back...
The floorboard was removed at that point, so it's likely she was already dead then.
So she was killed when the room was dark?
But she was inside cage, right? Going to think it impossible to kill her then.
Then she wasn't killed when the room was dark. It was a different time.
A different time?
How the fuck should I know? You figure it out, shitheads!
Watch the language.
Huh? Since Gonta said it was
YouTube's gonna
impossible,
demonetize
I'm
this.
proposing an alternate theory. Now hurry up and think! If you want to make my golden brain tingle, start circle jerking your limp dick brains!
Pardon me? Pardon me?
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was under the cage the whole time, and she was dead when the cage was lifted.
Could you have gone under the
What about
floorboards?
moment cage was lifted?
Because how would she get back out?
Like that.
When cage lifted, culprit stabbed Tenko real fast.
Well, that's-
So fast, no one saw.
Oh my!
So who lifted the cage?
It was me.
then obviously Himiko is the
okay.
culprit.
No, did it down!
Tenko not being killed during the seance? Might not be impossible, but there's no evidence for it.
When Tenko got killed, it wasn't during the seance.
It could not have been done at any other time. She was...
I mean...
And she was dead when the cage was lifted.
I mean, it's
What about
going
moment
to-
cage was lifted?
No, that's not. Oh, it is. Okay.
That's wrong!
That worked. I'm a genius.
No, it wasn't possible to kill her the moment the cage was lifted. Because the inside of the white cloth had Tenko's blood on it.
Oh, right. I knew that.
That cloth was removed before the cage was lifted.
I'm a genius.
If Tenko was stabbed then, there wouldn't be blood on the cloth.
What? But how could my golden brain be wrong when it felt so right?
The only possibility is that Tenko was killed during the seance.
I got your remodel right here!
Sword fight.
No, it's still wrong to think that Tenko was killed during the seance.
What?
I'm gonna prove it right now. My golden brain is gonna go all out!
Okay. Battle showdown. Truth blade.
Tenko died after the seance. It happened when the sheet was lifted. That was the moment the culprit chose to stab the fuck out of Tenko through the cage! They stuck the thin blade through the gap, and that clean white sheet got stained blood red!
Why that
But the weapon was a sickle. Only the blade could have fit through the gaps.
The blade's all you need. If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed. She wasn't that far from the cage's gap. In which case, the person who lifted the sheet is the culprit, and that's none other than Kyo!
what was the
blade's all you need.
It's the cage?
If you stick the blade through a gap in the cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko. Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
No. Oh, marker spell. Okay, I see.
Oh no!
The blade's all you need.
I think. Because like should be sitting in a way
If you
that
stick the blade
couldn't
through a gap
stab
in the
her.
cage, it'd be long enough to reach Tenko.
Well, was she stabbed in the front or the back of her neck?
Sitting in there with her neck all exposed.
Oh, cut through your words! Wait just a minute. Tenko wasn't sitting down inside the cage. She was bent over with her forehead against the marker stone, and the cage itself was about 3 feet tall. The sickle's blade was too short to reach Tenko while she was in that position.
Then I messed up again? How could this happen? I am so embarrassed.
No worries, Mew. Everyone already knows you're an embarrassment to the human race.
Kakichi's only redemption is that he's like the only one who makes fun of me.
Yeah, no worries.
Gonta's good too.
How embarrassing!
If Shuichi is right, then it's impossible for Tenko to have been killed through the cage.
She couldn't have been killed during the seance since she was in the cage, right?
If she was killed then, the cloth over the cage would have been pierced.
Not during the seance or from below the floor. Then it's impossible, isn't it?
Yeah, for a living person.
Huh?
What if Angie's spirit killed
Good
Tenko?
point.
What are you talking about? That's not possible!
We don't know that. Some things are impossible for a human, but not for a spirit.
Don't say stupid stuff like that! Screw spirits!
Stop that now.
Angie's spirit killed Tenko? Why?
Himiko?
Why would Angie's spirit kill
The
Tenko?
ghosts aren't real. Witches don't exist either.
What if Tenko killed Angie, and then Angie's spirit came back for revenge?
Like I said, that's impossible! Spirits can't be culprits!
Then explain how the culprit killed Tenko under these impossible circumstances.
Well,
See? You can't explain, can you? Only a spirit could have done that!
Wait! I know! What if the culprit was hiding inside the cage?
I beg your pardon?
If they were in there, they could have stabbed Tenko during the seance!
No. If there was someone else in the cage, we would have
I agree with
noticed.
Kaito. The culprit could have been
No,
inside the
you
cage.
can't just lie about anything and expect it to work. You do?
Nonsense. There was no space in the cage for the culprit to hide.
Maybe the culprit wouldn't need to hide in the first place.
What?
Also, the culprit
Is
could have
she
killed her
saying
in the
Tenko
cage
killed
at any
herself?
time. I think you know what I'm getting at, right?
But the sickle that she was referring to. She's saying Tenko killed herself? Where's Tenko? There.
I believe Maki is referring to Tenko herself.
What did you say?
Are you saying Tenko is the culprit?
Okay, look, that doesn't make sense! The
She
sickle!
committed suicide.
Suicide?
If she committed suicide, it would explain a lot of things we couldn't figure out. She volunteered to be in the cage, and then stabbed herself during the seance. It wouldn't matter how dark the room was.
But the sickle she was stabbed with was under the floor, right? If Tenko had stabbed herself, wouldn't the sickle still be inside the cage?
Oh my god. Mew actually said something smart.
Wow.
Perhaps
It's the
that
first for
explains
everything.
why the floorboard was removed. After stabbing herself with the sickle, she threw it underneath the floor.
While her neck was... I mean... Sure, she didn't die instantly, but...
So she took off the floorboard to get rid of the sickle?
Yes, that makes sense to Gonta.
How?
Well, it doesn't make sense to me.
Thank you, Himiko. This is
There's
just
no
stupid.
reason for Tenko to commit suicide.
Maybe I wasn't too far off with the theory I had earlier. You know, about Tenko killing Angie.
Yeah?
Because Tenko and Angie were fighting for your attention, right?
If she were going to kill herself, why would she throw the sickle away? Like, there's... To deceive everyone else? No, that's just stupid!
Tenko's pent-up frustration led her to commit such an atrocity. Her conscience couldn't handle it anymore, so she decided to end her own life.
What?
I wanna click!
But if she was gonna kill herself, why do it during the seance?
She wanted to hide the truth of her suicide.
Really? Why?
There could only be one reason to hide it in a killing game, right? It's to take us down with her.
Come on, Kokichi, you know.
Take us down?
She wanted us to pick the wrong answer during the class trial, so she could bring us all down. She wanted us to die with her. Okay, well, she probably just wanted Himiko to die with her, but still.
I could see her doing this to try to deceive everyone if Himiko was the culprit who killed Angie, but I don't believe that.
What are you saying? Tenko wasn't like that. She told me.
Keep your chin up and live life facing forward. Survive with me and everyone else.
What if all of that was just a lie?
A lie?
Wait, we should believe Tenko's last words.
The true terror of class trials is that you shouldn't believe everything said.
Himiko, you said that Tenko would never do anything like that. But how can you be so sure? Did you guys actually know each other?
I mean, they've only known each other for like, what, a week?
People keep all sorts of secrets.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Like Maki. She hid the fact that she's a cold-blooded killer. Is it wise of us to trust other people wholeheartedly in this kind of situation?
Jeez, you're such a naive dude.
Naive?
We're all just
Tell him,
people,
Kato.
you know? Of course we're gonna have some secrets. What matters is whether there's any malice behind them.
People can lie about how malicious their hidden secrets really are.
Well, duh. It's impossible to know for sure what others are thinking. That's why it all comes down to whether or not you believe in yourself. If you get betrayed, it's not their fault. It's your fault for believing in them. That's why I believed in Maki Roll, because I wanted to believe in her.
Just because you're acting all cool doesn't mean you get to skip training.
Hey, come on. Don't you think you're being a little too strict?
Well, we come from different backgrounds. So for now, let's agree to disagree. No one's ever called me naive before. And from Kaito? Seriously?
Whether or not I believe, my heart can't reach Tenko anymore. But I want to believe in her. She wouldn't commit suicide. She wouldn't try to take us down.
Yeah, the Tenko committing suicide is just as crazy as someone using an effigy hanging from the ceiling to spin a katana around to lock the door.
That's what I want to believe.
Me too. Gonta no can believe Tenko commits suicide.
But if Tenko did commit suicide, that would answer all of our questions.
If you insist we believe in Tenko, then provide a reason to do so.
A proper reason.
All right, I'll give you a reason.
Let's do this.
Is there a reason?
Yes, there is. Will you trust me, Maki? If it turns out I'm wrong, you can blame me all you like. But for now, I need you to trust in my detective work.
I don't believe Tenko would kill herself because of what she said. Okay, everyone, I'll see you guys after the seance. She said, see you guys after. That she had a sudden change of height. Just because you don't know how she was killed doesn't mean that it was suicide. We shouldn't be satisfied with that. If we keep thinking, we'll find the truth. And that means we have to believe in Tenko. I'll make them all believe.
So far,
I need to look at that. This is Angie's, okay. Oh, okay, no, it includes Tenko's. The back of her neck. Okay, it was the back of her neck. What's the other thing I wanted to... Tenko's last moments.
suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last of her strength, she threw the sickle under...
Okay.
Beneath the floor. All the pieces fit.
No, I don't think they really do. Get out of this and to make sure that their suicide theory wouldn't work.
So far, suicide seems to be the best explanation.
Her plan was to take us down with her. So she hid her true intentions.
Should we lie here?
Tenko's not that kind of person! But if Tenko did commit suicide, it would explain how she died during the seance.
She could have secretly brought the sickle and then stabbed herself with it.
Finally, with the last...
I want to lie here. Oh, it worked!
I'll reveal the truth.
I'll reveal the truth by lying. It's a perjury there.
Tenko couldn't have
perjury,
thrown the sickle
not
under
perjury.
the floor because she died instantly.
Instantly?
I hope that came out sounding great. That's me like fake whistling, like just. Maki, don't say anything. Her death might not have been instant, but she could have gotten fired before she bled out.
I'm certain of it. My investigation determined that she died instantly.
What's your opinion, Maki? I'd like to hear from someone who specializes in murder.
Maki.
You're right. I completely forgot about that important detail.
Oh, she died instantly.
Tenko died instantly.
What?
As an assassin, I specialize in killing my targets swiftly. I have no doubt that Tenko was killed immediately.
Good job, Maki. I'm proud of you.
Words of a true killer. Pretty sure we can believe everything she said.
We've been going on for an hour now. Oh, yeah, I just lied, so that's a perfect time to call it. I'll see you guys next time with some more Danganronpa V3. Next kick off. Well, Maki lied for us, so she's cool. Maki's best girl. Oh, Himiko and Maki are tied right now. But Maki's cooler right now because she gets the, she's like the main character chapter 3, Anyways, we'll see you guys next time with some more Danganronpa V3. See you guys then. Bye. Hey guys, we're back with Danganronpa V3. When we last left off, we started class trial. It's gonna be spoilers for past chapter 1. Don't look at the screen if you don't want spoilers for past chapter 1. Okay, let's get started. We just lied saying Tenko died instantly. She didn't. And Maki's like, oh yeah, she died instantly. Ha ha. Thank you, Maki.
How could you forget that, Maki roll? You better apologize to Shuichi.
Excuse me?
Hell no.
It's okay, Kaito, really. No apology necessary.
Kaito, shut up right now.
Anyway, Tenko died so suddenly that she couldn't have gotten rid of the sickle. Knowing that, the theory that she killed herself just doesn't fit, correct?
Just like I thought. Tenko wouldn't commit suicide.
Thank goodness, Himiko.
The way Kyo's reacting makes him really suspicious.
Which means someone definitely killed Tenko during the seance.
Her suicide was considered because we could not determine how she was killed.
No! There must have been a way! We're gonna figure it out!
Did any of the participants witness anything peculiar during the seance?
The loud bunk? Oh no,
if you
nothing,
know something,
nothing.
please speak up. It could be the key to solving this mystery.
Not a bad idea. Should remember what happened at the seance. Let me try to remember. I'm sure there's something. Need some kind of clue that will help me solve this mystery. What could it be?
Did anything seem out of the ordinary during the seance?
Found during seance.
There is something that bothers me. The fact that the seance failed. The ritual was perfect, and yet it failed.
No.
How utterly strange.
Now that I think about it, while we were all singing the song, I heard something fall.
I agree with that. I don't want Kyo to be the culprit just because I don't want him to ruin his ritual. I just want him to love seances.
Himiko, you think that something fell because of that sound you heard, right?
Yep. Kind of thinking the statue fell, but could someone have put it back up?
It sounded like something heavy fell down and hit the floor really hard. What could have fallen down?
I mean,
Fallen down?
Gonta could have done it, but
That could have fallen down, right?
Am I wrong? I thought something fell, but
The sound was pretty loud. It did seem like something hit the floorboards.
loud sound. Like something hit the floorboards. Maybe that sound had something to do with the other thing that happened in the dark. The other thing? Am I supposed to do? Should I present this? Wait, dried blood under the... We haven't really talked about that yet. Sure, let's try it. Yeah, okay, Tanso.
I was wrong!
Everyone's staring at me. They think I'm a fraud! No question. Because the sound that was heard during the seance. Oh, okay. I thought it was supposed to be what other thing happened during the seance. Yeah, it was still in the cage. Was it the sickle dropping? But the sickle wouldn't be loud. Hole in the corner, loose forward, last moments. Oh, I wanted to scroll. I was wrong. Is it sickle? Loose floorboard? Yeah, let's just try the sickle. What would have made such a loud sound? It must have been heavy.
Oh no!
Yeah. I mean, there's only so much stuff left now. The Iron Cage? I mean, the Iron Cage couldn't have been moved with the statue. I think it was last moments. Did she make the sound? I mean, no, we lied saying she died instantly. Hey. Loose floorboard.
This is it!
Okay. They did it. Oh, the floorboard moving?
I think the floorboard coming off had something to do with that sound. That floorboard came loose at some point during the seance, right?
Would the floorboard have made such a loud sound, though?
It was the sound of an intense impact.
If the impact was that intense, then it could have loosened the floorboard.
That is true. There would have had to be some strong impact to make that sound. Well, what was it? What could it possibly be?
Alright then, let's go with that. We all gotta put our heads together now.
Non-stop debate. Start. Not really sure here.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
Does it have to do with the dried blood?
Judging from the sound, there must have been considerable force.
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing sound.
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Yeah, I don't think someone could have
hide
moved the
under
bag.
floor. Then stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
Stomp through?
A floorboard that comes loose when you step on it
Actually.
is dangerous. God, it's like I'm the only one here who's staying on the ball.
You hardly have any experience with balls to say that, Mew.
Blue.
Don't be stupid. Don't you know me and Balls are the best of friends?
Oh yeah, got it. What made it strong enough impact to impact this floorboard's losing? Think about everyone's testimony. Find it with the facts.
So what made the floorboard come loose?
So someone fell through the floorboards
Judging
while
from the
moving.
sound, there must have been considerable force.
Right?
Someone who participated in the seance. Maybe that person tore off the floorboard.
That wouldn't make such a loud crashing
Is it
sound.
the crosspiece?
Maybe the wooden statue fell over.
But that statue was still on top of the cage.
Culprit hide
Underfloor. They stood up with such might.
But we already said there was no one under the floor.
Someone must have stomped through the floorboard.
I don't want to agree with Kikichi. Just this
agree.
once. Just this once. This way. Break.
Kokichi is right. The floorboard came loose because someone stomped on it.
but floorboards fit perfect. Going to make sure first time we go to empty room.
When we first saw the room, yes. But when I looked again during the investigation, one of the cross pieces supporting the floorboards was cut off. After examining the cut, I concluded that it must have been done deliberately.
Someone? You mean the culprit, right? Why'd they do that?
What did the culprit stand to gain by cutting the cross piece?
What did they stand to gain? That's the question. Solve this case and anything careful about the crosspiece and floorboard. Kenko's body was at one end of the loose floorboard. The crosspiece that had been cut was on the other side of the floorboard. The unsupported part was outside the cage, so it could have been stomped on. Only one of the crosspieces were cut. The other two were intact. One of them was right under Tenko. could? No, that's stupid. That's stupid. There's no way. What if Kyo put the sickle between the cage and the sheet and then used it like a seesaw to lift her up, make her neck hit the sickle, and then we took the sheet away. He took the sickle and threw it down the hole. No, that's stupid. Here's the culprit attempting to cheat by stopping on the floorboard. Think. Come on, think. Hangman's Gambit start. I think it's Seesaw? I need to see. Okay, we can just click to reveal stuff. Seesaw. I don't know what this word is though. Is there a corpse? Oh, I can only do it in the middle. Tenko? No? Just, oh, see! No? Just guess? I already tried to... You tried F, right? Seesaw... What's the question? What happened when the loose floorboard was stepped on? Seesaw sickle? S. I'm out of S's. No, come on. Seesaw. Is it, are we just done with S's? It's over? Where's the key? F? E! Seesaw! E! Effigy? Effigy? What? Okay, I'm lost. Is it effigy? Because I don't see any I's, or G's, or Y's. Seesaw F. We haven't used C yet. Effect. Come on, can it not just be Seesaw? This is stupid. I hate Danganronpa. Never playing it again. Playing it right now.
That's right. The floorboard might have been used as a seesaw.
Yeah? A seesaw?
The crosspiece at one end of the floorboard had been cut off. The other two crosspieces holding up that board were close to the cage. Meaning, if you were to apply force to the end of the floorboard with no crosspiece, the next crosspiece would act as a fulcrum to turn the floorboard into a lever. A lever capable of lifting up Tenko's entire body.
This is better than the katana at least.
Lift it up?
Yeah, that sounds like a seesaw, all right. But why bother lifting Tenko's body?
They couldn't have killed Tenko like that. Unless they used the sickle.
That's exactly it. Using the seesaw trick, it was possible to kill Tenko with a sickle.
Huh? How?
I mean, I guess I'm okay with this.
In order for the culprit to kill Tenko with a seesaw trick, the placement of the sickle is the most important factor.
The floorboard seesaw, the cage, and the blood on the white fabric. What conclusions can I draw from this? There's only one place the sickle could have been that is consistent with the evidence. Between the top of the cage.
That's it!
Which means Kyo did it.
The sickle was at the
Like I
top
thought.
of the iron cage, with the blade facing down. The reason we didn't see it was because of the fabric covering the cage. Also, the wooden statue kept the blade in place. It's true that the sickle's handle was thick, which made the statue wobble, but the statue's weight kept it from falling over. Once everything was in place, if you stepped hard enough on the seesaw, Tenko's body would have shot upward and hit the blade on the top of the cage. She was bent over, meaning the sickle's blade would have connected with her neck.
The 6-inch sickle blade wasn't long enough to stab Tenko in her crouch position. But with the floorboard acting as a seesaw, it could compensate for the blade's length.
Bringing the victim to the sickle rather than bringing the sickle to the victim. That's definitely an unorthodox idea.
It's crazy, but it would explain how Tenko got stabbed while she was in the cage.
So the sound we heard was the culprit stomping on the floorboard.
That impact make floorboard come loose.
Looks like we got ourselves a good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Good old-fashioned seesaw homicide.
Wait, what the hell's a seesaw homicide? That's fucking crazy!
Oh, you're supposed to go with it, Miyu.
The craziness is what really makes the killing game fun, you know? They can't get away with murder the normal way, so they gotta think outside the box.
I mean, you could just kill someone at nighttime, leave the body, just hide the weapon in, like, your room. Nobody...
Kudos, culprit! You did a great job keeping me entertained.
Or just leave the, like, just get a knife, stab them with it, leave. You can just leave the knife.
Indeed. Well played,
They don't have
Himiko.
fingerprinting technology.
Yeah?
It was you, wasn't it? The one behind the seesaw homicide.
Why her?
Because she's the only one capable of carrying out this plan.
No, Kyo.
The only one? Why's that?
Stop trying to get out of this.
Because this seesaw homicide required its location to be prepared
Kyo, do we look like
beforehand.
idiots here?
By cutting the crosspiece beneath the floorboard, you mean?
Then the culprit would need to lure their victim into the prepared room. That is why you chose that room for the seance. Is it not, Himiko?
Yeah, there's 3 empty rooms. You just did all the rooms. I'm an idiot, Danganronpa.
Oh yeah! Himiko was the one who chose the site for the seance!
She likely found out about my plans for the seance.
So
somehow.
Kyo, he's scum. He's bullying Himiko. He was going to kill her.
You were
eventually?
quite vocal about the seance, Kyo. You even had instructions for it in your lab.
Our culprit, Himiko, prepared her seesaw trap ahead of time. Then she waited for me to host the seance and suggested the middle room. She led us all into holding the seance right where she wanted it. Then, she killed Tenko, all according to plan.
How'd you even know there's going to be a seance?
That's a lie, right? Himiko did such a thing?
In the end, Himiko, who
Kikichi,
Tenko
you totally know this is a
cherished in
lie!
the moment, tragically killed her.
Wait! We don't know that, right?
I gotta go for like a minute. Can I just leave this on? Yeah, guys, just stay there. I'll be right. No, I'll cut it. I'll see you guys in a second. Bye. Okay, sorry about that. Back.
He's
Sorry.
wrong, right, Himiko? Himiko would never kill Tenko.
And everyone was
right?
busy being an idiot.
Kill Tenko? I killed Tenko?
Himiko?
What's wrong, Himiko?
Can we go just say, yo, Kyo's big stupid. Tell him. Sure that using the middle room was Himiko's idea. Does that mean that Himiko really killed Tenko? Or something like that really happened? Something so cruel. Let's trial intermission. Oh, okay. Could have called it like 2 seconds later. Would have been smooth. You want to save? Yeah. I couldn't. How long was my previous video? Like I could edit this onto the last one. Call it there. I think I might. Oh, do I want to call it there for today? Because I don't think I'll be able to finish the chapter today. But this is a short video. Okay, I'm gonna put this onto the last one just because I probably have a little under an hour left, and I assume this class trial is gonna be probably 90 minutes to an hour, counting post, like the chapter epilogue, whatever you want to call it. So I'm gonna call it there. Oh, oops. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Shut up, Monokuma! Okay. Yeah, Keel's definitely the culprit of Tenko. With Angie, though, is he? I mean, we don't really have a lot of clues about who it could be. Like, we suspect it's someone who's council member, but I assume learning about Tenko's murder will shed more light on Angie's. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.